let some good deep breaths flow in and out. This month especially, I have so much that I'm grateful for. Lots of gratitude flowing through me. And so the big one that I was thinking of for today is contemplation. I'm grateful for contemplation. Not only that we live in a time and a place where we are free to contemplate, but also that our body and our mind is set up that we can dive into some really cool ideas. I really like to think and to dive into some of the philosophy stuff and, why is it that we do things the way that we do and all those kinds of things. And interestingly, there's somebody that I was listening to recently that said that perhaps we're losing our skill at asking really good questions. And maybe I correlate, maybe that has to do a little bit with search engines, making it so easy to just get an answer right there. And it's like we lost the curiosity phase and just the questioning phase, especially some of the deep questions that can't just be brought to a search engine. So there's some deep questions of life that don't exactly have one right answer, or even weird questions that are so deeply personal that no search engine could even give you anything. It's something that you have to really tune into that intuition. So these are the types of contemplation that I've been just extremely grateful for. So our idea in class today is taking moments to pause here and there so that we can really reach into that contemplative state. There might be a few breath things that we do to kind of clean out our vessel, making it so our brain can function a little bit better in our contemplation. But also just really trying to come back to the present moment. For me, that's one of the biggest things. When my brain is so full of so much to do, I can't really contemplate because I can't go that deep. So that's our idea, that's our gratitude for today. And so with that to lead us on, let's do some of our nice little stretches. Let's stretch arms to the back wall. Shoulders can go right, shoulders can go left. Just easy deep stretching each side. Good. Returning through center, right knee into chest. Give it a moment with a hug. Tune into the foot. Couple of easy circles. Just checking how's it doing. When you're ready for leg to stretch up to sky, give that a couple of breaths. Love these initial stretches for the major muscle groups. Tuck the heel over to hip opener. One more breath in and out. Free out this leg. Drop it down. Left knee gets hugged in. Ankle rolls. Right up to sky when you're ready. Hip opener. Another huge breath. Travels in, travels out. Carry out this leg. Drop it down, keep legs inside, but hands grip on to help us sit up. We're gonna take a back bend first. So choose how far you're gonna go. The further down the fabric is on our back, the further it's gonna lead us. So then slipping fabric down, let yourself start to open up to that arched backward shape. Hands can stay gripping or release. If it doesn't fall in quite the right spot, come back up, readjust fabric to a new spot on your back. You can always come up early, but if this feels good, maybe take about 5 more breaths. You're ready to ease up, let the chin rise. Start to reach over those 2 straight legs. This is a spot where knees naturally tend to be a little bit bent since hips are the heavy point. So that's fine, that can feel really good for low back. But if you want more in hamstrings and if your body is ready for more, perhaps legs straighten out just a bit more. Notice though the spine, if that shifts your spine out of the stretch, really take the spine right back. That's what this is all about. Start to prepare for a shoulder opener here. So get your right hand onto your left leg. You're anchoring it wherever you can reach. Some might be grabbing for side of foot, some might be grabbing the side of calf. So with right hand anchored on left leg, left hand reaches up to sky. And start to twist it all the way back. Stay in that spinal twist for another 2 breaths. Let's trace that rainbow a couple of times for the shoulders. So forward and backward. You can sync the breath with it. Inhale forward. Exhale backward. One more. When you come back forward, we're switching that anchor. So now it's left hand anchored on right leg wherever you can reach. When you're there, right arm stretches up, reach to that back wall. And let's do the shoulder thing. So inhale forward. Exhale back. Let's repeat 2 more cycles. As we come forward, let's set the knees wide. Even scoot the feet in just a little bit. So you've got like a foot or so of fabric draped over ankles, slightly into the shins. Good. Elbows come forward, hooking past the front edge. Even shoulders if you can. Head curls in, clasp hands around the back of the head. Take a nice inhale. Beautiful exhale. As we release the head, let's play for a moment with flying squirrel. So this is the one where we grip from the outside. The knees stay wide, pushing out. When we lift up, it's not so much about standing up as it is about sending the hips forward and through. you get stuck partially kind of walking up, your hands can walk up higher on the fabric to help you. But squirrel is the one where the fabric, we reach behind us and then send it through the armpit space. And then the other one through this waist armpit space. The excess is where our elbows go into. Perfect. So elbows inside, wrapped chicken wing. Get that grip as you start to head forward. Let it slide up to kind of just hug right around your shoulders. And you can kind of just stay floating or take lateral movements, little wiggles left and right. I'm happy to pop out if anybody needs the help. Just stay as long as you like. Maybe you're just going to continuously do the lateral movements left and right, or maybe you're going to do crunches, curling the hips in, lengthening back. That's okay, you're almost there. This is one that can exhaust you after a little while, so if the struggle is real today, that's okay. Just, yep, you got it. You're almost there. Together. The bottom, that's how I have it set up. Yep, soles and feet together, yeah. Yeah, because otherwise it would just feel fun to be on my feet. You have to keep them right there for this one, yep. Yep, that's your upper body safety. And when you're ready to roll the butt all the way back to sit, go right ahead. Go ahead and free out the hips so that we can kick the legs forward. Those hips get a nice little relief. And this fabric that's behind us, let's do something similar. Pull it through the center and then use this kind of forward grip to help us take some really kind of fun exaggerated cat-cows. So we can arch forward, lift the heart through, and then round back. Well, how just the act of bringing the arms there does start to open shoulders. Take one more of the cat-cows. And then stay leaning forward like this, maybe even inching fingers a little closer just to feel how that shifts the shoulders. If you prefer wide, go right back to it. The back gets that nice stretch. Huge inhale. Nice exhale. Push into the fabric to help support your spine as you lift back up, and then just release the fabric behind you. Good. Let's do a wrapped Vitruvian man, and we will, basically this is one where you can continue to play going up and down, just wrapping, or at any point that you'd like to just do the inversion, just hanging instead for your spine, that's also fine. So first, heading to the inversion, hook the thumbs behind you, push the fabrics to about where the pant line is, that normal comfortable spot. Lean halfway back, so that way it locks it in place before you wind legs around. For this one, do go ahead and lift the fabric up above where the knees are. Okay, so from here, you'll have to walk your hands above where the feet are. Squeeze the knees to the center, send the toes through. Good. Continue to use arm strength and leg strength to come all the way upright. This is a kneeling position with the knees here. Yeah, you might have to head all the way back. You're almost there. Good. Yeah, and you can always just go to the inversion if you want. But when you're here, we're going to take pinwheels. So take your right shoulder forward and then do a thumbs down grip over it. And then take your back onto that right heel. So face to me. And then our legs pinwheel to this side. Let's take 3 times, just push into fabric and release. 2. 1. Okay, we're gonna pinwheel switch to the other side, including the grip switch right above our shoulder. Okay, 3 times press and release. 2. And 1. Beautiful. Pinwheel back forward. Take a moment, still thumbs down grip over each shoulder. A moment with a back bend. Toes come together. Arch the heart through. Sitting back into it when you're ready. Okay, if you're flipping forward, you'll switch the grip to a thumbs down grip. If you're heading backward, you just head backwards. Step by step the way we got into it. So thumbs down, or the grip under the waist area. The knees bent. You just keep the knees squeezed into the middle as you flip through. Got it. So then releasing the hands from there would put you in the inversion. Yep. Yay! So you're welcome to continue to flip a little bit or just invert. You can play with whatever. I love that Vitruvian man for brief periods for that deep, deep massage that we get. I'm getting to the point in my aerial practice where I crave that massage so much. It's like, that's kind of one of the reasons I come, for that deep tissue fascia release. About half of you were upright for most of that with the Vitruvian stuff, so you're still getting these get this inversion time in. The half of us that were out, you might be ready for some more twisting. So those that are hanging, don't feel any pressure. We're just going to do some twists, some shoulder openers, etc. So don't feel any pressure to get out yet. I'm giving you time to relax. Just grip up fabric toward front door. And open up your shoulder to the back wall, circling around. Use as much grip strength as you want to help that stretch. Huge inhale. Nice exhale. And release. Second side. Bunch it up. Open the arm. Back around. More huge inhale. Exhale. Release. Take the arms behind. Neck stretches are really one of those good contemplative moments. So really let yourself dive inward. As the fingers float off to each side, drop the right ear to the right shoulder. The left arm is especially reaching away at a low angle. If you want a little more, the right hand can come up and rest on the top ear. You don't have to if that puts a little bit too much pressure, just if you like it. And head slowly floats up. Let's start to switch left ear over left shoulder. Good. Float back up. Let the head do some half circles, just easing some of the tension. So roll chin down to chest, and then over to your other side. Roll back. Maybe one more each direction. Ending with chin dropping down. Just feel the weight of the head, release the neck into a stretch. Good, chin floats up. We're gonna head out of fabric. You can either grip on and just lift yourself up and forward, or you're welcome to take the flip backwards. Remember to keep the grip nice and tight, so that way you don't just drop on your head. Some days are the days to do it, some days are the days to not. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's bring the hands back inside. We're standing forward. And then we're gonna do an additional loop of the hands through the inside and around. Once we got that second loop, clasp hands together. As you start to walk forward, it's gonna slip the fabric down the forearms into the wrists. And so then you're in a nice little wrist lock. So know that if shoulders are really tight, don't go super far forward, you don't have to. If you're continuing to want to get more and more and more, keep on walking forward. Even kind of lean slightly into it. So the shoulders stretch nicely. If you want a little bit more, take it into fierce pose. The knees bend, sit the hips back. You might have to walk a little bit closer in. This is when you can also kind of lean forward into it. And again, increasing the amount that it's pulling back even more, if you want it, would be lowering down to kneeling. That really pulls it up and back. So you choose, you don't have to go all the way here. One more huge breath, let it flow in, out. Lift up to the point that you can release fingers and then roll the wrists out. If you're kneeling, feel free to take child pose. If you're standing, feel free to take a forward fold, just let the arms drape. So either way. If you're kneeling, take it to a down dog for a moment. Start to walk back to the forward fold. Let's all softly bend the knees, roll the head up, even circling the arms up to sky, working through those shoulders. And back down to heart. Good. If you're behind fabric, come in front. You're enough in front that you've got a good couple of feet between you and the fabric. So even maybe in front of where your mat is, perhaps. We're gonna be balancing. So left hand is like a balance beam. It's just balancing off to the side, whatever helps you. Right hand is trying to get with right foot behind your back. Balancing here for a moment. It's okay, take a moment. What we're gonna try to do is lean forward, gazing back so that we can aim the foot to the center, kick it back like a warrior three, trying to catch it inside the fabric, and then tilt back up. Once you're there, you can grip on each side, by the way, and slide back into plumb line. Good, good work. So a couple hops back, grip over each side. Yep.
As elegant as you, but
That's okay, that's okay. We all have somewhere we can, a goal to get to. Just kidding. Okay, let's take a little quad stretch. So just the shoulder blades lean back. All you have to do is just lean back. Okay, weight over standing leg. Slide the hands up. What we're going to try to do is kick the foot in the fabric back and lean back as far as you can. This also is nice for that shoulder opener. So just feel it stretch. Feel the legs in a splits-like position. Good. Back over standing leg. Find your balance until you can drop hands to the floor. And then from this position, we're going to walk our hands backwards. I like to try to get my hands behind that front heel like a tripod. Try to get all the legs to straighten as much as they can. Another splits action. Hands up to top of mat. If you want a core movement, step left foot in, go pike up, and then try to keep your foot tracing the fabric as you slide the right foot up and down, the left foot up and down, maybe twice each side or so, up to you, until you're ready to take pigeon pose, left knee down. Drop it down. It's going to be a wide knee child pose, almost as wide as that, not quite. Find where the hands want to reach forward. We're going to do 3 cycles like this. We go back and forth between this child pose, and then hips traveling forward like a cobra, lift up the toes. It's kind of like when we were in that Vitruvian man earlier, toes trying to get to the head. And head back to child. And back to cobra variation. One more time, child. Cobra. Stay in the cobra, land the toes, lift the hips up, down dog. Start to walk the feet into the forward fold. Easy rise up when your head is ready. Maybe even circle through the shoulders up, down to heart. Okay. Just try to catch that balance for second side, see what happens. If you know you need to be closer to the fabric, you can just be closer, that's fine. But this time we're starting off trying to grab left hand and left foot behind. When you have the balance, and if you need to peek to know where to aim, that's okay. So you lean forward a little bit, like a warrior 3, release, and try to catch it directly in. Good. You're like super almost there. Good, try to grip and then slide back into. So left ankle in when we get there. Good. Like there's multiple ways, so if that's not the way to get there, just readjust it a different way. Good. You were like super close, so you almost got that one. Whenever you are there, no pressure, but let's take the quad stretch. Just lean back. Yeah, you got it. Good work. Let's relax here. One more inhale. Exhale. Weight over standing side. slide the hands up, and then kick back, sinking weight back as far as you'd like. Splits. Inhale. Nice exhale, release. Find your balance to drop hands down. Splits here, so straighten legs again. See if you can walk hands behind where that front heel is, like a tripod. And forward to plant hands. You could just drop down to pigeon, left knee down if you wish. Or, same thing, step that right foot in, maybe pike up, and maybe try to trace the fabric with your foot, sliding up and down, and then other up and down. Keep going if you're wanting multiple reps. Eventually, when you're ready, you're welcome to lower down, pigeon, right knee down. Lower down to child pose. Knees end up a little bit narrower than they were before, at least an inch or two. And as we stretch the arms forward in the child pose, let's add in an additional shoulder stretch here. Thread the right shoulder under the left armpit space. Find that arm, take the second side. Wind. So set up the hands once again for that cobra variation. So when your hands are planted, send the hips through, lift the toes up to head and back. I'll take two more. Cobra, back. Last one. This time land the toes, downward facing dog. Walk feet into hands. Easy rise up. Good. We'll take straddle back to handstand. And then if anybody wants to take straddle back to Vitruvian Man, we'll have some time for all of those things. So let's scoot back, putting our arms inside. Facing forward for this particular one, we'll make Vitruvian Man face forward. So your option if you want to flip, that's fine. But when you're ready, take the fabric to that nice spot by the sacrum. One step back as you lean back, engage the core toe until you're under plumb line. Hands high, knees wide, wrap the ankles. For the handstand, you do have to have the toes wrapped as much as you can. And then plant hands under shoulders. Arms and legs simultaneously straighten and squeeze in. Good. So you could play with leaving the legs like this and releasing the arms if you want to. Because that's fun for a little while until your hips are ready to relax back open. You could always play with big star pose, so arms and legs open out like a wide shape. If you're doing Vitruvian man, you do need to wrap the toes back up. Reach hands above where the feet are. Squeeze the knees to the middle to walk all the way up. Okay, and there's options. So if you're wanting to flip forward, you could either go directly forward, both arms prepared, or you can grab onto one pole and take a flip as you're putting around and then end up in chandelier. So leaving that one foot hooked. If you do it that one half, do the other half as well. Good, squeeze your knees, get the fabric closer to the knees. Yep, that's it. And then we'll keep on walking up. That's it, you're there. Good. So you can decide either grab onto one pole and you'll go through one side like a chandelier, or thumbs down grip close to the waist, forward. Yep, backward is also safe. Nothing wrong with that.
Wasn't working.
That's okay, that's okay. You listen to what your body wants. That's all you could ever do. Yep, a little bit of playtime, whether we're up, just taking some of these nice shoulder stretches, or whether we're still playing with Vitruvian, any variations. If you did the right pull, yep, to left. Get it? Yeah. Chandelier. Clasp the hands behind the back and just pull backwards. You can even kind of rock the head around from that spot. You want to do any of these variations from this chair position, that's fine. Take time, especially those that just got up. If your brain needs more time and your ears and all of that stuff, just take more time there. This is good. relaxation. Let's try one little flip thing, and then all the rest will be just gentle stretches back inside of our fabric. So with this one, we take the fabric, the bottom part of it, right around the backside of the neck, like a scarf. Yep, you got it. Little prison cuff things. You dive your shoulders all the way through those little loops. Yeah, so come through the outside, land inside. That's it, yep. Okay. So leaning forward, grab onto each side of the fabric, left and right. So walk back until you feel like you're in the plumb line. And then the idea here is almost like a vampire. Hop up, lift your hips and your feet up high, and you're basically like a vampire, hanging upside down. This one is a deep neck massage. Yeah, good job, Rosemary. This one is a core effort, so yep, just practicing the hop, nothing wrong with that. The big thing that helped me initially is think of trying to go past where you think you need to go. So your hips, it's almost like you're trying to roll backwards instead of just coming up. Some days it just doesn't work though, so just keep on doing a couple of hops until you've gotten yourself a little bit of practice. Whenever you're satisfied with your practice, just let it kind of straight forward, just easy little forward fold. Slowly come up if the head feels ready. Okay. So we'll take some of our poses from the wide straddle inside. So you've got two options. You can either do the normal grips and then swing the leg up and over, or you can come directly into it if your fabric's not too high by getting about half the fabric. Well, I guess really just wave it out. And then when it bunches back up, you step through. On tippy toes, you grab left and right sides so that when you sit back, you're right there in the middle. So if you want to approach this way, that's fine. Or if you want to, it feels funny for a moment because you're like, okay, wedgie time. But yeah, you can also just approach it the normal way, get your grips, swing your leg up and over, that's fine. That's fine. And wedgie time for sure. Okay. You can always reset the center by stepping the feet onto the correct end and then just lifting yourself up, widening the legs back out until you get to the true center. So that's always an option. Let's step our legs inside. If we're not there already. Arms start to press out, helping the inner thigh stretch. Try to engage core to sit up tall. Take both hands to the right leg side. Try to reach down that right leg. Try not to let the left foot be completely just flopped in. Try to be a little bit active. Sliding back up. Both hands into left side. Slide down that one. Sitting back up. Sitting nice and tall. Take the right shoulder, take the right straight arm all the way across your body for a shoulder stretch. Left arm hooks around that forearm to pull it in. Release this half. Left straight arm comes across the body. Right arm is the one that pulls it out. Inhale. Exhale. Free out this arm. So clasp the fingers together. Flip the palms out and reach up. So that nice freeing action as you lean back into the fabric. Swing the arms up. Touch that back wall of the fabric. Another good inhale. Exhale, both hands drop down. So from here, you can either choose Shavasana, bottoms of both feet together. This nice cocoon shape for Shavasana today. This one's a nice contemplative state. It's a really internal reflected place. Or if you know that you prefer normal Shavasana, that's also fine. Up to you. We'll eventually start to head toward our Shavasana state. However it is that it wants to be today. Breath's just starting to flow deep and full, in and out. Just notice this vessel, thinking of it almost like a clay pot. How have we used breath through some of the harder, more intense things? Gonna wash out the pot. And how have we used these really long stretches all over the body to clean out the pot? And how does it affect the mind state compared to our normal? Here we'll slowly head out. Perhaps just start off with a few really good relaxing inhales. And exhales. Maybe movement start to return to fingers and toes. If you want to do any stretches from the position where you're at, feel free to take them. If you want to transition to a new position, such as fetal position, or just laying back for a moment, feel absolutely free to make those transitions. Another minute or so, and any little stretches that just feel good for the body. Eventually, we'll come up to a comfortable seated place when you're ready. Hands together in front of the heart. We return back to this gratitude for contemplation, for that skill and that ability we have as humans. We have almost like this obligation to use it or we lose it. Especially since we're lucky to live in a place and a time where we are allowed to think, to question. It's just beautiful to ask ourselves lots of rhetorical questions. Are things the way we hope they could be? Are we personally the person we hope to be? Just all sorts of deep questions that stem off of those, diving deeper and deeper in ways that nobody else, no search engine could answer. So with this deep type of contemplation and with presence in this experience to help lead us on, let's wrap up the time that we got to share together with a sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, and happiness, and peace. Namaste.
Namaste.